Welcome back, HoneySiren. So we're going to be talking about why all women are witches and why we should own this power and stop fearing it. So since an early age, girls are naturally drawn to so-called witchy things. And I'm not talking about cursing people or working with Satan. Witchcraft and the term witch is so widely misunderstood. In reality, it can be as simple as boiling water with herbs to make a tea. But we've been taught the label witch is a bad thing. So witch is a trigger word for some, but the literal meaning of witch translates to a wise woman or a woman of wits. So I don't really understand why that would be feared, unless you wouldn't want the women to be knowledgeable and wise. Other names for witch are sibyl, oracle, priestess, crone, grandmother, elder, sorceress, necromancer, hag, devil, siren, voodoo, hoodoo, and root workers. So some things that are considered witchcraft would be things like makeup, seduction, sexuality, especially when it's expressed in women, tarot, fortune telling, crystals, cartomancy, astrology, astronomy, as I said before, root work and using herbs and reading tea leaves, burning sage, abortions, perfumes, setting intentions or affirmations, writing, speaking, dancing, singing, and even working with the moon. And in some instances, even having black cats can be considered as witchy. So obviously we can see that these are normal practices and interests that women use to heal ourselves, to guide ourselves, and to connect to the natural forces in the earth around us. But since feminine energy is so internal, most of these practices like divination help us to understand what's really happening within ourselves. And it helps us to discern what's happening in the world around us that we can't always see. So there's a lot of power in being in tune with the ways of the world. You can literally prevent bad decisions from happening. You can see through people's manipulation and to their true intentions. And you can also prevent yourself and others from getting sick. So a lot of these things that are considered witchy aren't really bad. They're actually very powerful. So let's talk about why the witch is labeled as evil. So the beginning of witchcraft being labeled as evil was when religion was introduced to the world. The Bible is written in a way that suppresses and shames women for our natural abilities and blood cycles. There are many quotes in the Bible that speak about why women should remain untouched when we're on our cycles because of so-called uncleanliness. But what this really means is that a woman is more influential and powerful when on her cycle. Religious doctrine is the last place women should go to learn about ourselves because it's literally a tool to trick us out of our power and to give it away to these people who want to utilize it for themselves. So their goal is to make women weak and make themselves strong. So religion plays a huge role in our society, and unfortunately this is the first place women are introduced to learn about ourselves and how we should behave, value ourselves, and how we should express ourselves in the world. This knowledge isn't beneficial because religion doesn't teach women to value ourselves and what we can do with our power. Religion teaches women to fear tapping into our womb power and not to trust our intuition. A significant historical event, the Salem witch trials, shows how witchy women who are in tune with their natural gifts and the earth were treated by the church. So this quote says, "During the Salem trials, women were accused of being witches and hung or burned. What actually happened was women who had cats were not getting sick with the plague because their cats were eating the rodents that were transmitting the disease, and because everyone else in the town was getting sick, the women with cats were deemed as witches. They didn't burn witches, they were burning women with cats. Women with cats have always terrified insecure, weak men." So women during those times who used herbs to heal fevers, pains, and sicknesses, and even aided in the healing of childbirths, were accused of witchcraft. And there are many stories like this, where they accuse women of working with the devil because of her healing ability. And it's always funny to me that in the Bible, the women who used their feminine wits were always called witches, and it was said that you must kill a woman like that. But when their savior of the book used his prophetic abilities, it was called miracles, right? And he was praised. So that's just a contradiction. And most of us know that Jesus learned his knowledge from a witch. Women are the moon. So the reason I claim all women are witches is because of our wombs. Our wombs are powerful, and it endows us with these mystical abilities. The woman's womb resembles the moon. They both go through phases. So our womb performs monthly cycles every 28 days. Just like the moon has cycles that it goes through every month. So if you have a womb, you are naturally connected to the cycles. The womb is a place of creation, rebirth, life, and death. Within the womb, the seed is turned into a baby. The womb is also known as the portal to life on earth, the battery, the matrix, and it is where all energy and life is stored. We all live on Mother Earth, which is a giant womb. The womb is a natural creator, which makes women natural creators. Pregnancy is an example of how life is created in the womb. Menstruation cycles is an example of death in the womb. Menopause is an example of preservation of knowledge and wisdom in the womb. And this is why a lot of elderly women in Hollywood movies are considered witches. It's because that knowledge and magic is stored in their womb, and it is feared and revered. So let's say when you're sick, your grandma makes you a tea or a medicine that no one else really knows, but it can heal your body. Is it really harmful? It's a healing ability. The reason these abilities are considered evil is because there's a certain level of mystique to it, and these abilities cannot be easily proven by science or by logic. Feminine energy is an elusive, spiritual yet powerful force that impacts us. So think of music. Music has that effect on us where it can deeply touch us, soothe us, and bring out these intense emotions like healing, anger, and love. The moon represents the mystery, the subconscious, intuition, the unseen, prophecy, healing, comforts, magic, spirituality, intentions, emotions, memories, cycles, water, nourishment, fluidity, and so much more. It's natural for us to be connected to the spiritual, as well as the healing and emotional things, because it's literally within us. It's who we are. Women are the moon, and our wombs are magic. So here's a few tips for women who want to reconnect with their womb. Start trusting your intuition. Pay attention to how you feel, and don't suppress or undermine your intuition, because it's your inner compass. It won't lead you the wrong way. It's there to guide and protect you, so trust it. Learn to work with the moon phases. The moon influences the ocean's tides, which is the water. It is also said that the moon influences people's emotions, and a lot of people don't know that. Whenever there's a full moon, people are way more sensitive, and hospitals are known to hire more staff, while when there's a new moon, people are more introspective. Another way is to practice some sort of spiritual practice that connects you with your spirit guides, like journaling, tarot, meditation, or anything that gets you in tune with your inner self. And another one is womb cleansing. So for women, it's important to understand that your body is a temple. So the ways that you can cleanse your womb is to honor your cycle, be very selective about your partners, because the womb holds all energy. And if you're engaging with someone toxic, that energy will be stored. Another way to cleanse your womb is to pay attention to your diet. So don't eat anything that makes you feel bad. And remember to treat your body as a temple and honor So understand, when people call you a witch, it's a compliment because they're calling you a wise woman. So if someone says you're a witch, say, yes, I am a wise woman. So what do you guys think of when you hear the word witch? Because it's different for each person. So leave a comment on what it means to you, and until next time.